global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello beautiful people, welcome back to our channel. It's getting very interesting in Rivers State as sharing formula is literally tearing apart Ohada East local government area and some other local government area where the youth are screaming and shouting that there has to be a trickle down of this money to every other person, or the funds to every other person, that some of these guys being appointed are just allowing the thing to be shared at the top. Some person said, has it come to this where reverse funds are now talked about for sharing and sharing formula and not for the well-being of the people in general and the necessary infrastructural development? Well, while that is going on, one of our foremost lawyers have decided to look into the case of Rivers State because a lot of things are coming out. The issue of Fubara, what is doing with the Constitution, the Supreme Court stand, and the fact that there is an explanation being given by the CSO concerning the security situation of Ohada East. And the explanation he gave within the context of the law, he also did not spare the AGF, Malami, and the Supreme Court that needs to expedite action on what is going on Fubara's case. Supreme Court verdict has to be made known to Nigerians if it is within the law or within the Constitution that the sitting governor can be suspended and emergency rule enacted on that basis. He said quite a lot. Let's listen to him as he takes a very strong one against the AGF. And what would his name be written for? As this, abnormally becomes normalized in Nigerian Constitution. Let's listen to him back for more.
What is going on in Rivers State? At some point, you cannot cry more than they bereave. At some point, you cannot cry more than they bereave. Fubara himself has not demonstrated the political sagacity and the willpower to ensure that order is restored. You have been unconditionally removed from office, supplanted by an impostor, and I insist he's an impostor because Vladimir Alibog was not on the ballot. His name was not his party. We don't know where he's coming from. Now, you are still dining, with the man who removed you. You are traveling abroad to see him. You are coming to Lagos to prostrate before him. What exactly is your position? But eventually, it is not just about Fubara. It is about the people of Rivers State. That till date, we are still speaking about state of emergency. What is emergency? What is emergency? What is the basis for this going on till date? This should have ended since. I am hoping that the Supreme Court will intervene and put a stop to this travesty that is going on. It is a dangerous precedent. If Tinubu can do this in Rivers, he can do it in the 36 states. There is nothing today stopping President Tinubu from waking up tomorrow and sacking all the governors in Nigeria. Nothing. There is nothing. If we are going by their own arguments, all he simply has to do is to manufacture a non-existent excuse, as he has done in Rivers State. And it is scandalous that the Nigerian Senate, the National Assembly, has become a participatory means, a party to this crime against our Constitution, by basically aiding the impunity, pretending to be carrying out oversight, calling the sole administrator to come and explain budget as what? As what? They keep making a ridicule of our Constitution. And you wonder why the international community is not respecting us. You wonder why the green passport has become a source of embarrassment. So, Vice Admiral Ibok is a product of illegality. Is a child of impunity. And that is why everything he has done, it is further compounding the impunity that is going on in Rivers State. Who is the sole administrator? Where is it coming from? Who gave him appointing powers? There are powers under the law, even in states that are governed by elected governors. There are powers that are gubernatorial in nature. And those are powers that only the governor can exercise. For example, appointing powers over appointment, like appointment of the Rivers State, Independent Electoral Commission. And like the other state of the Federation, only a governor can make that appointment. And when you look at the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission law, the appointing authority is the governor. It is the governor. This man that is parading himself as sole administrator is not the governor of Rivers State. He was not voted as the governor of Rivers State. He was not even rigged into office as the governor of Rivers State. So on what basis is he even making appointments? Is he even determining who should be sole administrator? In fact, he has now even appointed sole administrators for local government. He's now appointing sole administrator for Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission. He's appointing everything is now sole administration in Rivers State. So it is laughable what is going on. But regarding whether it should be an indigene or non-indigene, I'm not too bothered about that. Right? We should get to a point as a country where we should identify as Nigerians. But if you are going to appoint somebody from Cross River to run election for local government in Rivers State. Why? That means you can also appoint someone from Zamfara or Plateau. The person that is appointing, where does he come from? Where is Igbo from? He's not even an indigenous of the state. So those who are aggrieved maybe have a point in that. But what I am saying is that this has nothing to do with restoration of peace. What they are doing is basically about having control of the resources of Rivers State. That is what is going on. And it is sad that we just marked the anniversary of June 12th. And we are seeing this brazen desecration of the struggle of June 12th by a person who is telling Nigerians that he was one of those who fought for June 12th. That under this president, you are having this climate of lawlessness in our country, that a man that says he's a sole administrator is now appointing other sole administrators. I mean, it's becoming childish what is going on. Because very soon, they are going to appoint sole administrators as school principals in Rivers State. To run public schools, he's going to appoint sole administrators for public hospitals in Rivers State. Where is this going to end? When is it going to end? They told us, oh, the reason why he was appointed was because of an attack on all installation, all facilities, which was never corroborated. Is the attack still ongoing? Why do we still have him in office? They are even talking about approving budgets. That the location of the site are being released to him. As who? It's not known to law. It's not known to the people of Rivers State. So this has to end. We cannot allow this to continue. What I heard was somebody who would make a fantastic career as an actor. It seems to me like a comedian of no mean repute. For him to say that he went to the police to report noise pollution. That is what he's saying. To report noise pollution. He is supposed to be the chief security officer of the local government, allegedly. And he had the person that he's supposed to protect. Sole administrator, which is a different problem entirely. And then, instead of him to intervene to find out what was going on, he said he was asked to leave. So his explanation is that, assuming they were using machete on the man, right? His responsibility would be that the moment the victim says, this is an internal matter, he's not supposed to intervene. It's very childish, the kind of comments he has made this morning. And I would have thought that an adult will be more responsible and will have a sense of accountability. We have all seen the video. It is not hearsay. We have seen the video. The man was being brutalized. He was being flogged. He was thrown to the floor. He was pleading for his life. So even if the victim is now coming out to say, oh, I was not assaulted, they are telling us we should not believe our eyes. But this speaks to the deterioration of democracy in our country. It speaks to the brazen impunity that has basically taken over the entire spectre of governance in this country. That this kind of barbarism would be tolerated. Until this moment, it does not look like the culprits are in custody. So the Commissioner of Police, beyond saying the CSO led the attack, should explain to Nigerians why the individuals who attacked that man are not held accountable. But the other point, last point I want to make on this matter is that we are not supposed to have a sole administrator in a local government. So, like Ganifa Wemi rightly posited, those who sow the seeds of dictatorship will be consumed by dictatorship. A sole administrator is unknown to law, it is unconstitutional, it is not supposed to be. So the fact that you even have a sole administrator in quote in a local government receiving local government allocation is completely unacceptable. But I call on the government, the Commissioner of Police of Rivers State, to immediately ensure that the culprits are arrested and they should have their day in court. We cannot be listening to that comic comments that the gentleman has made and just simply dismiss it as politics. Someone could have died, someone could have lost his life. And we must claim to respect the sanctity of human life and the dignity of the human person. But what I am seeing, I don't know, I'm not part of the case. I'm not a counsel in the matter. I don't know why they appeal that, because it's a matter of grave constitutional concern. It is a serious matter that should warrant, an urgent and expedited hearing. So I hope that my Lord, I'm appealing to my Lord directly now, the Honorable Chief Justice of Nigeria, to please look at the Rivers appeal, and then if there is a panel already, so that maybe Nigerians can have some respite. That impunity is not a lifestyle in this country. And the other point is that the politics that is going on. The same governors, some of the governors who were saying, oh, the president cannot remove a governor, they are now in bed with the president. Look at the Akwa Ibom governor. He says he's defecting because of seaport. These politicians think we are all case. Which seaport is he talking about? Which seaport? Which seaport is he talking about? Everybody in Akwa Ibom knows why Umoino is defecting. It has nothing to do with the interests of the state. It's defecting because the APC looks like a rigging machine. That once you come, will guarantee you victory, no matter by all means. This has nothing to do with this seaport. And the media should dispel that propaganda. Umoino did not defect because the federal government will build a seaport in Akwa Ibom. It's defecting to align with Akpabio because to capture power. And I said that. If you look at Section 287 of the Constitution, judgments of courts are binding on all authorities and persons throughout the Federal Republic. But the Attorney General has a special power. The AGF, by Section 150, he said there shall be for the Federation an Attorney General who shall be the Chief Law Officer and Minister of Justice of the Government of the Federation. The question is Lateef Fagbemi the Chief Law Officer or the Chief Lawlessness Officer? That you are now having people that are no longer legal government chairman being aided by law enforcement, Nigerians police, Nigerian State Security Service, to forcefully occupy local government council. The LGA shouldn't have supported that. And now they are telling us they even want to release a location to people that are no longer chairman. So the Attorney General had a responsibility. He should not allow politicians to rubbish him. What is Malami being remembered for today? Nigeria should ask Malami today. And that is the question that he should. Where's Andoka today? Where's Andoka? When their names are mentioned today, what is the memory? What is their legacy? So what does Lateef Fagbemi want to be remembered for? To allow this crass impunity to go on and to pretend that, oh, there are no conflicting judgments.